Hey there, future millionaires. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, no matter where you are in this incredible world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into XRP, and let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack here. So check this out. We're looking at the one-day chart right now, and XRP is sitting at $2.21. Now, I know what you're thinking. XRP dipped back into the red today, and suddenly everyone's panicking, saying, "Oh no, the run is over." But hold up, let me tell you why that thinking is completely wrong. We've still got massive catalysts coming for this cryptocurrency. Those XRP ETFs, they're not just some distant dream anymore. They're actively working behind the scenes, and here's the kicker. They're literally pulling XRP out of circulation as we speak. Now listen, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight. It might not be today, tomorrow, or even next week. But here's what's happening. Every single XRP that gets locked up in these ETFs is one less XRP available in the market. Basic supply and demand, right? And honestly, I think we're going to see this impact way sooner than most people expect. The short-term potential here is absolutely incredible.
And here's the thing, we're also seeing XRP drop because Bitcoin is pulling everything down with it. Bitcoin's sitting just above that 95K level right now, and guess what? Everyone's freaking out saying, "Oh, the cycle's over. Bitcoin's done." But let me tell you something, this is exactly the kind of thinking that separates the winners from the losers in this space. You're absolutely going to see Bitcoin bounce back. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And when that rebound happens, you're going to want to be positioned and ready, not sitting on the sidelines wishing you had stayed in the game. This is how the crypto market works, future millionaires. These dips are temporary, but the gains? Those can be life-changing when you stay strong and hold your ground. You know what's absolutely incredible? XRP holders just don't feel fear anymore. Check this out. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index just hit 10. That means everyone else is in extreme fear mode right now. But us, the XRP army, we're sitting here completely calm and collected. We've been through this dance so many times before. Most XRP holders are looking at today's red candles and thinking, should I buy more XRP today? Or maybe I'll wait and see if it drops even lower. That's the difference between us and everyone else. We're literally immune to this kind of fear. I've always told you guys this, and I'll say it again. Once you get into XRP, you're going to learn two crucial lessons really fast. Number one, this is not some get-rich-quick scheme. And number two, you're going to develop the patience of a monk if you want to make real money with this cryptocurrency. But here's the beautiful thing. We all know what the future holds for XRP. That's exactly why days like today, we just brush them off like dust on our shoulders. Because when that breakout finally begins, and trust me, it's coming, all those haters, all the people who ever doubted XRP, all the FUD spreaders, they're going to disappear faster than you can say FOMO. Stay strong, future millionaires. Our time is coming. They're going to be FOMOing into this cryptocurrency like there's no tomorrow. And get this, according to Yahoo Finance, institutions are literally circling XRP right now. We're not talking about retail hype here, people. This is real institutional positioning happening behind the scenes. Now let me be crystal clear with you. I'm not sitting here telling you this is some guaranteed rocket ship to the moon. That's not how smart investing works. But what I am telling you is that this institutional interest, it's a massive tailwind pushing us forward. It's not the entire engine, but it's definitely fuel in the tank. Here's the smart play, future millionaires. Lean into this opportunity, but stay disciplined. Don't go throwing your rent money at this. Be strategic. Keep watching those metrics, stay informed, and position yourself wisely. This is exactly the kind of institutional validation we've been waiting for, and it's happening right before our eyes.
Now here's what's absolutely fascinating about this article. They're pointing out something that we've been watching unfold in real time. They're saying that institutions are finally seeing what we've been seeing all along. XRP is gaining real traction with major institutions here in late 2025, and this isn't just talk anymore. This is happening. What we're witnessing is a genuine shift from all that retail-driven hype to actual legitimate enterprise adoption. And let me tell you what Ripple's been up to behind the scenes. They've been absolutely crushing it. They're making strategic acquisitions left and right, rolling out payment pilots that actually work, and don't even get me started on the RLUSD stablecoin launch. All of this is completely changing how banks and major funds think about digital assets. The stars are finally aligning, future millionaires. We've got legal clarity after that brutal 4-year court battle. We've got product integration that actually delivers results, and we're seeing early ETF buzz building momentum. As XRP's infrastructure continues to build out, guess who's finally paying attention? The analysts. They're asking the right questions now. What's really powering this massive shift? And can this momentum actually last? The answer is simple. Ripple is completely changing the game, and we're here for every second of it.
And here's exactly why this is all happening. Ripple has hands down the best solution for moving money around the world. Think about it. We've been stuck with the ancient SWIFT system for decades, and Ripple just came in and said, "Hold my beer, we can do this way better." And they absolutely delivered on that promise. This is precisely why institutions are laser-focused on XRP right now. They're not just casually interested, they're actively positioning themselves to get in on this cryptocurrency while they still can. And here's the kicker that should get everyone excited. These major institutions, they're already looking past Bitcoin and Ethereum. While everyone else is still debating whether crypto is real or not, the smart money is recognizing that XRP solves actual, real-world problems that banks and financial institutions face every single day. This isn't about hype anymore, future millionaires. This is about utility, efficiency, and the future of global payments. And guess what? We're positioned perfectly for what's coming next. How much XRP should I buy? Crypto investment guide. Oh man, I can't even tell you how many people slide into my DMs asking, "Hey, how much XRP should I be holding? How much should I be buying every week?" And listen, I get it. Everyone wants that magic number. But here's the thing. I can't tell you exactly how much XRP to buy because I don't know your specific situation. And honestly, I would never tell you to overinvest. That's not what we're about here on this channel. I'm always preaching diversification in crypto too, because that's just smart investing 101. Even this article breaks it down perfectly. Evaluate your monthly disposable income, figure out your risk tolerance, set clear boundaries, and never invest money you can't afford to lose. I keep saying this because it's so important. Buy whatever you can comfortably afford, but please don't overinvest. Because you know what happens when you overinvest? You end up panic selling at a loss every week just to put gas in your car, buy groceries, or go out for dinner with your family. That's exactly why I tell you, buy whatever feels comfortable for you. Don't get hung up on some arbitrary number either. Don't say, "I have to have 10,000 XRP or whatever," because then you'll start overinvesting just to hit that target. Everyone's situation is completely different, future millionaires. But here's what I do know. Even if you're just buying a little bit of XRP every single week, you've already put yourself on the path to financial freedom. Don't overthink this. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and trust the process. Here's something that absolutely blows my mind. Most XRP investors have no idea what they've actually invested in. Only a small handful of people truly understand the massive scope of what's happening here. You literally own a piece of the future financial system, and most people holding XRP, they've never even researched what it actually does. They have zero clue about XRP's real purpose. You want to know why they bought it? Because some friend told them, "Dude, you have to buy this cryptocurrency. It's going to $10,000. It's going to move all the money around the world." And they just bought it without understanding anything. This is exactly why so many people get frustrated. They buy XRP, watch it go sideways for a while, and suddenly they're like, "Wait, I thought this was supposed to only go up." But here's what they're missing, future millionaires. If you actually look at what's playing out right now, we are literally watching the transition from our current broken financial system into a completely new financial system. And it's happening in real time, right before our eyes. And guess what's at the absolute heart of this entire transformation? XRP. Even with tokenization, XRP is moving tokenized assets on a daily basis right now. Listen, the price might seem cheap today, but I'm telling you, this price is not going to last forever. People who bought above $3 just a few months ago, they're going to make an absolute fortune because XRP is going way beyond $3. In this cycle alone, people are still predicting at least $27 for XRP. Most of the bullish predictions, we're talking $50 all the way up to $300 or more. And some predictions, they're even hitting the 4-digit range. This is why understanding what you own matters so much. The bottom line is this. You just want to be positioned right now so you won't be kicking yourself later wondering, what if I had bought more? And speaking of positioning, check this out. We've got an analyst who just broke down something absolutely fascinating.
They're explaining why there literally can't be 7 million XRP holders, and the reasons behind this are going to blow your mind. So here's what this analyst is breaking down, and it's absolutely brilliant. Even though we see 7 million wallets holding XRP, that doesn't mean there are actually 7 million different people owning this asset. And his reasoning is spot on. He pointed out that he personally maintains around 30 wallets. 30! And most serious XRP investors typically operate between 4 to 6 wallets on average. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I'm sitting here holding XRP across 6 different wallets myself. When I read this article, I was like, wow, that's actually kind of crazy because that's exactly how many I have. Here's the thing. I never wanted to put all my XRP eggs in one basket. I never wanted everything sitting in just one wallet. I wanted to spread it out strategically across multiple wallets for security and diversification purposes. And I've done the exact same thing with XLM, XDC, and HBAR over the years too. It's just smart crypto management. So this analyst is probably dead on. There's most likely nowhere near 7 million actual XRP holders. It's probably a fraction of that number. But here's what gets me excited, future millionaires. I'm still seeing tons of new investors entering this space every single day. And the fact that they're choosing to invest in XRP, at least they're on the right track. At least they're putting themselves on the path to financial freedom. Quality over quantity, people.
And remember, future millionaires, always have a solid game plan in place. Now check this out. Gemini is seeing serious XRP strength right now. They're noting that XRP often outperforms during those crucial market cycles, and their analysts are saying this current consolidation period could be setting us up for a massive breakout above long-term resistance levels. But here's what's really interesting to me. Why is Gemini suddenly paying attention to XRP? Think about this for a second. Remember, they were Bitcoin only for the longest time. The Winklevoss twins were all about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And now all of a sudden, everybody's starting to take serious notice of XRP. Gemini, major institutions, analysts, they're all turning their heads toward this cryptocurrency. You know what this tells me? Something big is definitely shifting in the crypto space right now. When the Bitcoin maximalists start acknowledging XRP's potential, you know we're onto something massive. This isn't just random. This is strategic positioning by some of the smartest money in the game. They're seeing what we've been seeing all along, and now they want in on the action. Is 2025 worse than 2022 for crypto? Nick Carter and Kevin McCordick offer opposing views. So here's what they're pointing out in this analysis. And it's actually pretty fascinating. They're saying things have gotten more challenging because crypto is no longer the only star of the show anymore. The spotlight isn't just on traditional cryptocurrencies like it used to be. What they're talking about is all these other incredible options that are now taking center stage. Things like stablecoins and tokenization are completely changing the game. The crypto landscape is evolving so fast that we're not just dealing with Bitcoin and basic altcoins anymore. We've got this whole new ecosystem of financial tools and technologies competing for attention and investment dollars. But here's the thing, future millionaires. This isn't necessarily bad news. This evolution is exactly why projects like XRP, with real utility and enterprise adoption, are going to separate themselves from the pack. It's stealing the spotlight away from crypto, even the rise of AI. But hold up, 2025 is definitely not worse than 2022. Not even close. If you remember XRP back in 2022, it was absolutely horrific. I was making videos during that brutal time. I actually started this channel that year right after the Luna crash. And I remember thinking, how am I going to keep people positive and motivated about this cryptocurrency when everything looks so bleak? 2022 was hands down the worst year in crypto history. But right now, I'm genuinely excited about where XRP is sitting. Think about this for a second. XRP is chilling above $2 right now. Back in 2022, people were saying XRP would never see $1 again. Never. And not only did it hit $1, it actually shot above $3 right after the election. But here's what really shows you how far we've come. If we go back to 2022, we literally watched XRP move half a penny over 3 or 4 days. Half a penny. That was considered a big move. Now, XRP easily jumps by a nickel, a dime, sometimes even a quarter or more in a single day. You can actually see real volatility in XRP now, which means there's actual interest and trading volume. Back then, there was basically zero volatility. I mean, it barely moved at all. So anybody who's frustrated with XRP's price today,
Man, I would love to take them back to 2022 so they could experience what real frustration felt like. And 2023 wasn't any different either. We kept thinking we were finally going to get good news from that Ripple versus SEC case, and it just kept getting delayed longer and longer. We were all sitting there waiting and waiting for something, anything, to happen with that case. The good news is, we finally got that legal clarity for XRP, and honestly, that should have pushed the price way higher than it did. A lot of people were disappointed by the market reaction, but you know what? I still believe XRP is absolutely on the road to recovery, and here's why. We haven't even seen its true price potential yet. This cryptocurrency is still massively undervalued. But let me share something with you that's pure market wisdom, and this comes from IMMINENT. If everyone is saying it's the bottom, then it's probably not the bottom. You see this everywhere, all day long on social media. The bottom is in, this is it, pump incoming, bottom confirmed. When literally everyone is screaming the same thing, that's usually your first red flag that the market might have other plans. The real bottoms, they happen when nobody's talking about them, when everyone's given up hope, and when the last person finally throws in the towel. But here's the thing, future millionaires. Whether we've hit the exact bottom or not doesn't really matter for long-term holders. What matters is that XRP is still trading way below its true potential, and that's exactly where we want to be positioned. Here's the brutal truth about market psychology. When everyone's shouting, "The bottom is in," you can usually expect the price to drop even lower before that real breakout actually happens. It's like the market has this twisted sense of humor. Just when everyone thinks they've called the perfect bottom, the market says, "Hold my beer," and drops another 10 or 20%. This is why timing the absolute bottom is so incredibly difficult, future millionaires. The market loves to shake out those last few weak hands before it finally decides to rocket higher. It's the exact same thing when people start declaring, "The cycle is over, crypto is done for the next 4 years." And what happens? The market immediately proves them wrong, every single time. But you know what's even better at proving people wrong? XRP. This cryptocurrency is absolutely legendary at making doubters eat their words. We've witnessed this so many times as XRP holders, haven't we? People write off XRP, they say it's dead, they say it'll never recover, and then, bam! XRP comes roaring back and leaves everyone speechless. That's exactly why I love this community, future millionaires. We've developed thick skin from watching XRP prove the haters wrong over and over again. It's like our superpower at this point. Listen, I honestly don't know if we've hit the absolute bottom right now. Part of me would love to think this is it, but here's what I'm confident about. I really don't see XRP dropping below $2. I just don't see that happening. I think these ETFs are going to act like a safety net, keeping XRP well above that $2 level. And let me tell you something. This week is going to be huge for XRP. I cannot wait to see what comes out of all these other ETF announcements because think about it. One ETF after another. All that XRP getting locked up and leaving circulation, that's going to lead to some serious price action. And once that breakout finally starts, you should have absolutely zero regrets as an XRP holder. You've been accumulating during these quieter periods right now. Even if you bought above $3, you're going to have no regrets whatsoever once this breakout happens, because suddenly you'll be entering those exciting times, those euphoric times where you're checking your portfolio multiple times every minute just to watch the price climb higher and higher. That rush is absolutely incredible. That's exactly what we're all waiting for right now, future millionaires. But it is coming. I have zero doubt about that. Until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. All right, with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. I genuinely appreciate all of you being part of this incredible journey. I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing night, future millionaires.